Hello and welcome to another special episode of Cooking with Chef Jack. Today we're going to be making chocolate chip cookies, or we're going to be baking chocolate chip cookies. So I'm going to start by listing the ingredients. We're going to need some granulated cane sugar, some all-purpose flour, salt, some vanilla extract, some butter, some more butter, some baking soda, some chocolate chips, some eggs, some brown sugar. I think that's it. Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah? Alright, cool. So we're going to start by preheating our oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to get it nice and toasty. So there are going to be two parts of the dough. There's going to be a dry component and a somewhat less dry component. It's going to have butter in it. So let's start with the dry component. So in that goes 2¼ cups of flour. Goes one teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of salt. That's that. So let's do that. So we're gonna be careful in our counting. This is a 1 cup. Oh my God. Oh God. So that's one cup. That's 2 cups. Oh, here's 1/4 cup. Perfect. There's our 2½ cups of flour. Let's move on to our 1 teaspoon of baking soda and our 1 teaspoon of salt. So here's a teaspoon. Let's see how it's all over here. Okay. Baking soda. Alright, now that we've successfully opened our baking soda, let's pour out 1 teaspoon. Oh my god. Perfect. Alright, and then our last ingredient in this part is 1 teaspoon of salt. So I chose a kosher salt, but if you're not Jewish, you don't have to have a kosher salt. You still can, of course. Oh. All right, perfect. Okay, so now we've got a mixture of these things. We're gonna combine them. They're all in this little bowl. Let's just mix it up a little bit. We'll use a fork. Now, when you mix it, you want to think about mixing this stuff in it really well. You should try, when you're mixing it, to mix it really well. Like, I don't want to see at the end, I don't want to see the things unmixed in the end. Alright, this looks pretty mixed to me. So, our second part is going to be making the less dry component of our mixture, and I'm doing that in this bowl. So let's just get right into that. We're going to want some butter, some granulated sugar, some brown sugar, and our vanilla extract. So let's take this butter. I've been putting it out so it's kind of warm, which is good. So let's get it on in there. Perfect. And our second one, it's just, oh no, I just got butter on my flour. Alright, and then our second butter. Oh, that's the oven letting you know that it's ready, but we're not ready yet. So it can wait. It'll stay hot. All right, so there's our butter. We're gonna put in some sugar, some granulated sugar. So here's our granulated sugar, and we're gonna want quite a bit of that. We're going to want, how much are we going to want? We're going to want 3/4 of a cup. So we can do that by taking the 1/4 of a cup and filling it 3 times. That's 1 time. We're going to fill it 2 more times. That's 2 times. Making a bit of a that's 3 times. So we're done with that. Now we're gonna move on to brown sugar. We're gonna also do 3/4 of a cup, but it's gotta be packed. So we're just gonna pack it in there. We're gonna go, it's just like scoop it in. You want it to be a little more than 3/4 of a cup, and then we're gonna just like push it on in there. See, it's like it goes above, but we're just gonna pack it in there. And hey, look at that. Now it fits. So that's 1. We're gonna do 3. Here's another, it doesn't fit. Let's just like pack it in there, and just like drop it in the bowl. You can see these are all going in a bowl. And we're gonna do our 3rd. See, another doesn't fit, but we will make it fit. Alright, now it fits. And that's 3/4 of a cup of packed brown sugar. And now we have to beat them. And that's like with a fork or a whisk. We're gonna probably use a whisk. It might not work well, so we might use a fork. We're not gonna like beat it. We're gonna spin it together. Yeah, we might use a fork. Here's the fork that we're using. You know, I might just use my hands because this is hard to mix. So I'll do the beating with my hands. Yum. This looks really delicious. I know it's not on camera right now, but I'll hold it up when I'm done beating it with my hands. Really good looking, just so you know. Yummy. Alright, now I think it might be soft enough to use some other kind of utensil for beating it with. Maybe a fork. But I'll do a little more with my hands. It's kind of fun, you know. After a long day of hard work, you might want to beat your butter with your hands. Alright, I'm gonna switch up to a fork. I'm gonna wash my hands. Yeah, that didn't work. I'm gonna use more soap. Like a lot of soap. So, one of the important things about being a good chef is you've got to be really confident in yourself. If you don't think your dish will be good, it won't. And if you think it is good, then it'll always be good to you. So now we're going to go back to mixing this. As you can see, it looks yummy. I'm going to put this down so I can get some leverage. But when you do it, you shouldn't lift it off the table. Only I can do that because I'm experienced in other things, not this though. Alright, we're back. We can put in a little more into our wet-ish mix now. Let's put in our vanilla extract. Now this stuff is really tasty in food, but on its own it's not. So just like don't eat it. It's kind of like it's got a lot of alcohol in it and stuff. Like if you smell it, delicious. So we're gonna put 1 teaspoon in. It's gonna go like perfect. And we're just gonna pour that in our bowl. Just gotta make sure that we get everything in there. Now, we're gonna just use a fork to mix everything. You don't wanna mix too much or your dough will be overworked, and that's not what you want. So let's just keep mixing it. Yum. So we want a creamy dough, and I don't mean like really creamy. I just mean kind of creamy, like this dough. This is what we want. This is what you want. I already have it. Alright, this looks perfect. You can see all the time and effort put into it. Now we're going to move on to our next step, which is, of course, to add an egg to the butter bowl. We're going to put a total of 2 eggs in. Where are my eggs? We're going to put a total of 2 eggs in. One at a time. And each one we put in, we're going to mix it up a little bit. Then we're going to put the next one in. So, cracking an egg, it's really challenging. You just hit it, and then I need to use 2 hands. I might like just tilt it down a little bit. Alright, we're gonna, okay, on the count of 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. It's a really nice egg. Look at it. Look at how nice it is. So let's just mix that up in there. We want it to look delicious. Like I can imagine this tastes really good. Right now, if I just took a big spoonful, I would just be blissful. That just sounds great. Alright, we've mixed that in. Let's put in our second egg. And for this one, I'd like you to count with me. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And on the third one, I'm going to hit it on the side of the bowl. I'm going to break it open and pour it in. So let's do that together. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. Perfect. 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 Perfect every time. It actually got all in the bowl, and there's no shell in there. That's perfect. So when you mix it, you want it to sound kinda like that. Any sound like that is okay, but the closest to that as possible is better. Alright, so now we've got a really creamy dough, but it's too creamy for cookies. And the reason for that is because we don't have our flour mixture in there yet. So let's grab our other bowl. That's right, this guy is back. So let's just put this in gradually. I'll grab a little spatula to do this with. So we're just going to push a little bit in. And then we're going to stir it up. And we're going to keep doing that until we've got all our flour in there. So we're going to push a little bit in. Just a little bit. Just going to push a little in like so. And we're going to stir it up. And this is really fun. You can say it with me while I say, push it in, stir it up. You can do it with kids if you have them. Then you just push it in. You just push it in like so. I spilled a little, but it's fine because it's gonna be delicious anyway. Push it in, and then you know what's next. Stir it up. Now we've got some stirred up. We've got some pushed in. We're getting a nice whitish brown dough, typical of cookies. Chocolate chip cookies to be exact. We're gonna just get our last little bit in there. Just gonna push it in. Push it in like so. Just gotta get that in there too. Some of that. Just gonna push it all in there. That's almost all of our mix. Let's just turn it up. Let's flip it. Flip and mix. And then we got that little powder there. Let's just mix that up there. You want to get it really incorporated, like a business. Like incorporated like a business. A successful business, of course, because these are going to be successful cookies for whatever event you're planning. Yum. It's starting to look like a real cookie now. I could imagine if you just ate this, it would taste really good, but don't, because it's got raw stuff in it. Now, our last step in making our mixture is going to be stirring in our chocolate chips. Now, everyone who knows about chocolate chips knows that these chocolate chips, these Nestle ones, are great for making chocolate chip cookies. And in fact, they're even made for chocolate chip cookies. So we're gonna want 2 cups of that. Oh my god, I just got flour everywhere. Alright, so 2 cups of chocolate chips. Let's see if we can do this. Perfect, it opened like a charm. 1 cup. Two cups. That's almost the entire bag. That's a lot of chocolate chips. We're just gonna mix that up. Here, let me mix that up. Pretty heavy stuff right there. Lots of lots of force required. You're gonna need to mix it good. But look at that. It looks like cookie dough now. Perfect for any occasion that requires cookie dough, including and mostly limited to baking cookies. So here we go. We're just gonna keep mixing this until we've got everything really mixed in. And what I don't want to see are little deposits like this with a bunch of chocolate chips in them. I want that to be like the entire thing. I want it to all be chocolatey and chippy, not just one part. Alright, ooh, that looks like there's a lot of flour down there. Don't worry about that, we'll just mix that in. Huh. Really, a lot of hard work goes into this. So the next person that makes you chocolate chip cookies, I think you should go up to and give them a big hug. A really big hug. Like, you should go up to them and maybe you should make them a gift, like maybe some chocolate chip cookies. I don't know, something that shows thoughtfulness. Like, you could recommend that they watch this video and then they could make chocolate chip cookies of their own. Something I'm noticing is there's a lot of flour on the bottom of this. So I'm going to just go in there with my hands and mix everything up. Because, you know, hands are good for everything. Just going to put those in there. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of, this is some pretty white stuff. You don't want that. You want that everywhere. You kind of want it to, like, maybe if you flip the dough a little bit so it picks up all the extra, then you just keep mixing. And you want it mixing, mixing, mixing. You want it to just keep on mixing. See, this is like one big cookie. Yum. It really looks delicious. Like, all the hard work that went into it is really gonna pay off now, because you're gonna go to your office party and you're gonna be like, look at these homemade chocolate chip cookies. And everyone's gonna be like, that's delicious. Oh my god, I just threw a little bit, but it's fine because it landed in the other bowl. So here we go. I'd say this is pretty well mixed. We're gonna just put it back in this bowl. My hands are covered in chocolate chips and I eat it, but I don't want to get salmonella. So let's just like pat it on the back because of all the hard work it's been doing today. I'm gonna wash my hands a little bit. Alright, and now what we're going to do is we're going to drop in tablespoon size globs onto an ungreased baking sheet. So here's my ungreased baking sheet. Let me move this out of the way. Lots of knives and sharp things. Let's just move them all. Alright. The perfect thing for scooping tablespoon-sized chunks of cookie dough is a tablespoon, which I am lucky to have. Let me just dry it off because you don't want any water in your cookie dough. So then you have watered down cookies. And that would not be good. No, no, no. You just want some dry buttered cookies with chocolate chips in them. Sounds very good. Alright, so we're just gonna scoop in about a tablespoon. We're gonna make sure we get a full tablespoon like this. This is a little more, but it'll be fine. Then we're gonna just plop it down on, let's just use our hands, why not, you know, now that we've got it measured, got it right there. There's our little tablespoon size glob. And now we're gonna just do another, and we're gonna do that until we fill up the entire baking sheet. We'll have an excess for this. We're gonna space them, I'd say, like, they're pretty big size. They're pretty small sized cookies, so we'll just put them like an inch apart. Just make sure they're all the same size. Alright, here's another one. This is really good looking. They really look like cookies, I think. And here, let's just get all that in there. I think we'll do maybe 4 rows of 4, like 16 cookies for now. We'll definitely be able to make more than that in the end. We'll probably be able to make like 4 sheets of this. So that's 4 sheets of 4 rows of 4 columns of cookies. So it's like 64 cookies. That sounds pretty good. I think that's a pretty good yield for cookie dough that we made. It only took an hour. That's a long time, but it's fine because we made them with love, or at least I made them with love. You didn't make them. But if you're making them, then I assume you made them with love because you're gonna love these cookies so much. Don't be afraid to use your hands as long as you wash them. If you don't wash your hands, wash your hands and then use them. See, we're getting some nice cookie balls. They're gonna spread out in the oven where they will be cooked. Let me just get that. When we've scooped out a full sheet, I'm gonna make sure they're all the right shape because these are looking a little shapeless. You know what? I think we'll make 12 for one sheet. Doesn't look like we're gonna be able to fit all 16 on, but maybe. You never know, you never know. So let's just scoop that on out there. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty because you're making cookies for people with dirty hands too. I think we'll be able to fit 16 on. It's going to be a tight fit. We might have to take 4 of them off or move them up a little bit, but that's fine as well. I'm making these a little bigger than a tablespoon each, so maybe we'll get less than 64. In fact, I'd say we are. And you can really smell the vanilla in these. You can smell the vanilla and all the hard work that went into them. It smells like hard work, but not like sweat. It just smells good, So it smells less like hard work and more like cookies. But we're on our last row right now. I'm gonna move them all up a little bit so that we get a nice little sheet of cookies. And if they don't turn out perfectly round, that's fine too, because you're giving people cookies and they're gonna appreciate them even if they're not perfect cookies, but they'll taste perfect, of course, because you made them with Chef Jack. Now, that's good. We've got one last cookie to put on. And then all right. So we've got a sheet of cookies. Got a nice little sheet. Turn it a little bit so you can see them all. These ones are a little misshapen down here, so let me just round them out a little bit. You want them to be nice little circles, because everyone likes a cookie that's a circle, not to say that there's anything wrong with a square cookie, even. If you had a square cookie, I'm sure people would appreciate that too. If someone gave you a square cookie, you'd probably like that. Of course, if you don't like cookies, then you probably wouldn't, but then why would you be watching this video, you know? So, here we go. We're almost done. Got some nice cookie-shaped cookies. Gotta just flatten a few more out. All right, perfect, right? Now we're just gonna bake the cookies for 9 to 11 minutes in our oven, which has now been hot for a good amount of time. So we're gonna bake them in there, and then we're gonna take them out and let them cool for 2 minutes. So I will put them in, and then I will show you the results when we are done. See you in 9 to 11 minutes. Oh, looks like our cookies are done. Let's take them out and see how they look. They look delicious, and I bet they taste good too. We're just gonna let them cool for 2 minutes, and then we're going to taste one of them and see how good they are. But then we're going to put in a few more batches, but this will be the end of our video. We're gonna leave the oven on for the future cookies. I'll see you in 2 minutes. Alright everyone, it's Chef Jack here, and we've finally got our cookies out of the oven and they look delicious. So we cooked them for a total of 9 minutes and we let them cool for a little over 2 minutes. And now I'm going to taste one to make sure it's safe for other people. Yeah, it's really good. I'd highly recommend it. Wow, that was really delicious. I think I might have to have another, but it won't be on camera because I don't think that would add anything to the video. So I guess we're done now. Just a word of advice in the future. I think you should make your cookies with as much love as possible, because That's the secret ingredient. But it's not a secret because now you know. Thank you.